everybody! Oh my god! Jesus, on a freaking tricycle. Hello. Hi, everybody. How are you? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hurry up. Son, where are you? Where did you go? What? Can see. Yes, finally. Hello. Hi. Hi. Am I there for you all? Am I here for you all right now? Lolette, the people I just made freak out. It's just whoever's on the YouNow homepage. Apparently I'm watching them. That's entirely functional website. I clicked go live like 4 times and I had to log in and out. As we all know, it's an entirely functional website. Hello. Should I tweet that this is happening? Is there anything you want to discuss before this begins? OMG, you're real. Hello, sweet pea Sarah B. Sherlock. Prank Phil. Colin. Cheese. And no. Okay, right. Here's a tweet I prepared earlier. Have I spelled my own name right? Probs not. Let's see. Is this working? Let's have a cheeky gander. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. 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 Hello, everybody, 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 welcome to the show. Always entertaining. Rude. Many things come and go, but I think opening the laptop and making a really disturbing noise, it's not like Guess the Crime. It's here to stay, people, until I impulsively change my mind with no warning, which could happen at any moment, so get used to nothing. Nothing is off the table of destruction. Hello. Hi, guys. It's my first live show of 2016. Here we are. In the future. What? Okay, yes, it's a new year. Great. How are you? Happy New Year. Why not? Are you all good? Let me know in a word, people of the chat. How are you doing this fine Tuesday evening that we're all experiencing right now? Meme-tastic, tired, memed, sadness, very rebellious, stressed. It's literally Tuesday. So good right now. Hungry, same. Bleh, no, zazzed, dank, conflicted, Shrek, stess, painted, I want to cry, bored as hell, trash, tired, great, good now that you're here, and meh. Great! There we go. That's the entire range of... What do I look like? I haven't looked, because I'm just trying to get the website. Fine, this is my head. So, hello everybody. Here we are. A brand new year. Did you all have a good Christmas? Or whatever you do if you don't celebrate Christmas, which is fine. You know, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, I think that secular Christmas is quite good. Unless you rebel against the whole consumerism thing. Anyway, hi! Let's see who the top fans are, because I never do that, and that's disrespectful. It's Fan Cooties, then Amazing Tyler, then Dark Angel 696. Wow, that's like what I'd have called myself on Bebo 10 years ago. That Maddie Dork, and Anahita at number 1. All is right with the world. Fool's Howl sent me a message saying, have you watched Friends? I have watched all of Friends from front to back on a box set, and basically every episode about 6 times, just passively being repeated on British TV, because it used to be on every morning on Channel 4. Good times. Did you gain weight this Christmas? Sharonta straight in there. That's good. Yes. Damn right. Probably. Like, you have no idea. There was just no restraint at all. I ate so much. Which was good. It was fine. Do you have Neko Atsume? No. I just knew it would probably ruin my life. Didn't hop onto that trend. Didn't hop onto that one. If you spilled cleaning supplies, would it be considered a mess? Yes, it would, because then you'd just have, like, nice pine-smelling liquid all over the floor, but like, that's not what you want on the floor, is it? It's an ironic mess, I suppose you could say. How was your phone? Cracked as hell. If you missed that on the Twitter, I dropped my phone, which is super ironic. It's, there's this whole thing where, like, some things aren't irony. They're just like... Anyway. Phil bought me a phone case, and I, like, never use phone cases. And I was at my parents' house for Christmas, went back home to spend time with the fam, only to be told by my dear mother that they had no heating or internet until January. I am not joking. And I was like, why did this happen? They were like, oh, we're changing broadband providers, but because we did it 2 days before Christmas, there's nobody here to do it until January. I was like, why did you do that then? I don't know, I wasn't... Okay, Mum. So, using the magic of tethering, which I couldn't do until, like, this year, so if this happened any other time, I don't know how I would have coped, but I only had internet in specific corners of the house, and it was mostly E, and you can't do anything on E. When you got E, it's like, good luck living. First world problems. But seriously, and I thought that the phone case was taking away some of the signal, so I took off the phone case, and then the day I took off the phone case, I dropped the phone and it smashed. So there we go. I'm one of those people now. I've always looked down on these people, and I was like, I'll never be one of those plebs that smashes their phone. I respect my belongings. I have, spatial awareness. No, seriously, I was sat just near the floor. It slipped out of my pocket. It fell like this far, and it just landed on the corner, and it just went, and that's it. Disappeared. That's it. I think that, FYI, the weak spot of a phone is that corner. These round, thin corners. If you drop it on that corner, smash. I also left the case at my parents' house, so my mum has to post it back to me. But yeah, that was that's good. End the year on a giant flop. That was fun. Never say weak spot. There is nothing weird about the phrase weak spot. You can't ruin everything, people. That is karma for what? Judging the people that smash? Probably. I did make a lot of fun of Phil. What anime have you been watching? Blue Exorcist. It's pretty good. Can you talk about your Twitter header? In a reply to somebody about... I need to look at the header. I'm guessing that person's on the header. Back to the Future! I said that Marty McFly is really cool. And I said that he has a solid spot on my senpai shelf. So, might as well mention the person. Go to my tweets and replies. Twitter user Phil is senpai. Very appropriate. It's obviously your calling. Made a funny picture. If you don't know, which is fine, because not everybody has to know everything about me. That would be very kind of weird and presumptuous. Because I don't have any kind of branding, which is a problem for Twitter, I look at a hashtag called Header for Dan, which is whenever people feel like it, they could make me a header, and I'll just search the hashtag and find it. If you ever fancy some lols that are Dan-based, just go search the hashtag. It's pretty funny. The sad thing is that I can't pick them all. But that's just, the way of life. Hello, Dan Notice Me Senpai. Hello, Bettina K in the messages. What is that pillow? Well, it's just black. It's the same pattern as my my bed sheets. It's just black there, and then it's got like a white square on the other one. There we go. Dan's shirt is brighter than my future. I'm wearing a plain black jumper today. There we go. Just, you know, proper soul reflection at this time of year. Fix your bed. No! Get away from me. Say hi to Mesa. Thank you for telling me how to pronounce your name in the message, asking for the shout out. It's good. Close your door. No. Radiohead's Bomb song. So, I was like, all sat there at Christmas. So if you don't know, which is okay, because we all learn to appreciate good music at some point. Probably one of the best bands ever is Radiohead. I'm not going to turn this video into how to get into Radiohead, but they're people that make good music, and at some point you'll come to terms that they're probably better than who you think your fave is right now. We've all been there. They did a James Bond song, and it's called Spectre, and it's really good. Played it on the radio. That was fun. Your lights aren't even. Even? They're not supposed to be even. They're supposed to be endearingly higgledy-piggledy. Play the piano. No. I got the lid closed because I discovered that the reason my piano is constantly dusty is because I leave the lid up all the time because it looks better. And then I suddenly realised if I actually close the lid of the piano, I don't have to constantly dust it. Ah. Dan's brain kicks into action. There we go. So, yeah. December, I was just like in a coma, having... I was like, okay, I might mention this. I was going to mention this in my first video back. Should I tell you now? I might as well. But there was a video that I wanted to make on Dan Is Not on Fire last Christmas, not in 2014 Christmas, right? After I made the Tour of My Brain video. And I had the idea, and I thought it was a really great idea, but because I want things to be good and not just shit or, you know, upload something for the sake of it, I couldn't get the idea right. And I even filmed this video. Have I told you this? If not, you're getting like a scoop right now that I'm sure I was saving for something, but whatever. You go, hey, January live show, why not? I filmed this video, and I'd never uploaded it, because it wasn't good enough. And then I always thought, I will come back to it 2015 Christmas, when I have more time, and some new perspective on the idea. And then it got to like the week of the, whatever it was, before I left my family's house, and I was like, time to make this video then, and I stared at it, and I was like, nope, well, I remember why I didn't make it last time, because I don't actually have anything to say for this video, and or want to make it. I'll let you know if I'm going to tell you the idea, because I was maybe going to mention this in the video that I made. And then, because the thing is, I've been in like an emotional and mental coma ever since I got back from the tour, because it did kill me. So I wanted to hibernate. Every person I met in December who saw me and Phil came up to this and like put their hand on my shoulder and was like, are you going to get some rest over the Christmas period? Promise me you'll get some rest. And I was like, do I look like a corpse or something? Like, why is everybody saying this to me? Because all of these people don't know like what I'm up to, because, you know, they don't care. So do I just look like a corpse or something? So thank you to all of the people who passively insulted me over the December period. That's very good. But yeah, just decided to sleep and eat a lot. And here we are. I like planning things. I've told you guys, as you know, that I really overemphasize the meaning of New Year's. Because I'm a very kind of like... I look for excuses for things to have meaning in this universe a lot. And New Year's is a big one for me, because it's kind of like, it's a new year. I can completely reinvent myself. This is the time where I am going to change everything in my life. And as we all know, moderately unsuccessful when it comes to that. The thing is, and as we were like, whatever, like, what's the point? No, what New Year's resolution? Just shut up. Let's be real for a second here. So I'm not going to be ridiculous and tell myself that I'm going to do XYZ thing that I know was never going to happen. But I always like to kind of not get into the swing of January, sorry for touching my hair, until I've had a think about life and the universe and my place in the universe. Because rather than just kind of getting immediately busy with a bunch of things that are just happening, I'd like to have a think about the bigger picture and then do the little things as part of the big thing, you know? If you're at school, then your fate is sealed and miserable, so you probably can't relate, which is fine. I was there. It's really horrific. Do you have, like, mock exams in, like, 2 weeks or something? Dear God. Wow, that's just, oh my God. Imagine if I had to do exams right now. Just tears. All the memories are flooding back. I'm just going to spend the next, bit of the live show rocking backwards and forwards. That would be very entertaining. But yeah, so I'm having some time just to think. Because if you don't think and you just do, then it's not really sincere or good. And even if what you end up coming out with isn't good, it's the fact that you tried. And there was a Sherlock episode, which was really good. So I'm going to make a new video some point soon. I've had a few ideas. One of the reasons why I didn't make this video was because it was going to be kind of reflective, I suppose. And I just had nothing left. I've said this to you. I had nothing left. I was a crusty sponge. I had nothing left. So I was like, I can't make a deep video to close this year. I have nothing. I have nothing left. So I was like, I'm going to make this really trashy video that's really stupid but is really funny. And I might still do that. I'll let you know. Look forward to that. Whatever that ends up being. I'm not going to spoil that yet. But yeah, crusty sponge. That was quite a horrific phrase, wasn't it? I'm really sorry for saying that. That was actually really disgusting, wasn't it? Hi, Bettina K. Your bed is messy. Stop, Zebra Snooks. Have you listened to Kanye's new song? Yeah, it was okay. So Radiohead dropped a really amazing song. Kanye dropped a kind of okay song. The thing is, like, this time, 1st of January 2015, Kanye West dropped his first new song basically since Yeezus, I think. Don't make me lose standpoints here. And it was an amazing song. If you haven't heard it, it's called Only One. And it's a really amazing, poignant and sad song. And it was a great start to the new year. And it was a collab with Paul McCartney, which was just like the most epic thing ever. And it got me so excited and intrigued for his new music, because it was just so calm and pretty and reflective and smart. The thing is, as a lot of stans will agree, he said recently in an interview, nobody cares, I don't care, this is my live show. He's recently said in his interview that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which was Kanye's best album, which he was really clever in, was really critically acclaimed, was just fan service, that he made that album as an apology to the fans that he felt like he let down with his behaviour, but that it was too creatively safe. And I appreciate that he was saying that it was creatively safe, but everyone was like, Kanye, stop. It was a very good album. Just because it was, he's like, it was me doing, the best thing that I've ever done, but it wasn't as original as Yeezus. And I was like, I suppose that's a valid opinion, but I did like when you made the best thing. Anyway, so the song was really exciting. And then he did like a fashion show, and he had this song with Sia called Wolves, and it was really exciting. And then he collabed with Rihanna on 4 5 Seconds, again with Paul McCartney, and I was so damn intrigued. And then he released All Day, which was kind of a bit less good and not the same style. And it seemed like he was changing his mind what he was doing with this music. And it seems like everything he's done since then seems like he's been more excited about making kind of like what's cool and trendy in hip-hop now. And him covering Jumpman was kind of the same thing. And I just hope Swish is more like Only One and less like Facts. We'll see. How was your New Year? It was good. I ate pizza. I love you so much. Say hi, Taylor. Hi, Taylor. Tell us a funny story. Okay, so you know how... Right, you get this. You get this. You get the scoops on the videos that never happened. You know how I've been saying to you all for ages... Oh, no. Should I set myself a challenge? Okay. You know how I was saying all last year that so many funny little things happen that end up just being anecdotes on the radio or tweets, but they're not really good enough to be Dan Is Not on Fire videos because I'm a pretentious idiot who doesn't know what the hell I'm on about, and I'm an idiot, and I'm a moron. So then they just end up non-existing. And I end up telling you all these things in live shows, and I've said, if I was somebody like any other freaking YouTuber in the entire world who could just turn on a camera, that's what a side channel's for. You know what I mean? And I've said, and you're so done. You're like, Dan, don't even right now. I could tell you this story right now, or I could casually tell it in a side channel story. Basically, I was going to tweet this, but it was like the most stupid thing I've done in like a month, and it involves a train, and it was a gigantic fail. So what do you say? Should I try recording this as a one-take, casual, not planned, off the top of my head, side channel video, and see if that opens a door within me spiritually, whereby that becomes something I do more often, or just do it now and then not do that as I did for the whole of 2015? It could not happen. Let's say that if I don't do it, I will say it in a live show. Okay, let's see. I feel like it's more important that I make a Dan Is Not on Fire video first, so we'll have to wait. But let's see. Okay, you're saying that. Don't be disappointed in me if this doesn't happen. Okay, because I'm just somebody that worries. You know, my whole life. Like, okay, so here's another thing. You didn't ask for this. I need to put this in like a relatable sandwich. What has? Okay, so I considered keeping my ho-ho-ho wall. Did you guys see how I had a Christmassy Twitter layout? Did you see that? How good was my Photoshop on the profile picture? So, can we, sometimes I forget that over the years I have accumulated, okay skills on Photoshop. Like, I could make my own headers. I don't, because I have no idea where to start. But I know what to do, and God, it was pretty. I was proud. I know, all right, it wasn't that good. I know, but I was quite proud of my own skills, photoshopping that, whole thing. And just so you know, I was going to keep it for another 2 weeks just to upset you all because you deserve it, and you were so upset every time I tweeted that I was going to keep it till February, but then I looked at Header for Dan and I noticed the Senpai shelf thing, and I was like, it needs to change. So there we go. That's good. My family's dog is so great. His name is Colin, if you don't know. Eiling. Is that how you pronounce that? I'm such a terrible human. How do you pronounce okay, wait, let's see. Pronunciation Hub. I'm such a terrible human.
It's an Irish name. How do it's pronounced Ashling.
Ashling. Thanks. Yeah. My family have a dog, and I think it's a Tibetan Terrier. I don't know. Let me Google that. It's a Tibetan Terrier called Colin, And it's such a good dog. Like, my first dog, I loved him dearly, but he was a terrible pet by any standards. Whereas this new dog that my family adopted is just so well behaved. He's like 4, and he's perfectly well trained, and like he like sits on you, and he's so tiny that he like jumps up on chairs and just he like falls asleep behind your head like a headrest, but all the time. Amazing dog. And what I also appreciated is that dogs make you exercise. So I was like, Mum, how do you exercise? And she was like, I just have to walk the dog every day. And I was like, damn, I would get a dog, but it's such a commitment, guys. Like, this is the thing. Dogs aren't just for Christmas. They're not just for seeing whether you want to get a dog because it would complement your aesthetic and or make you to do exercise. You really, really, really have to be prepared to commit to this dog's life. And that's so important. Apparently there's websites where you can, like, borrow dogs or like dog sit things for 2 months. I'm not saying this is happening. I would like to get a dog in theory, but I appreciate the responsibility for a dog. You know what I mean? I feel like it would. I'm very impulsive. Oh my god, I'm so compelled to do so many really impulsive things, and get a dog is one of those things. It's like, I need to just change the following 5 things about my life. Getting a dog, that's fine. There's so many things I need to change. So many things. Look forward to impulsive decisions, guys. It's fine. I need to research some graphic design. My branding is disgusting. I need a new YouTube banner. It's horrific. I need to redesign my Tumblr. It's falling apart. It's like a Windows operating system. Those little Moogle GIFs that I had, they've just like become 3 times the size, and one of them is just a Pixshare icon. That, like, oh my gosh, I need to. And it's kind of been not functional for a million reasons. Anyway, there's many things on my to-do list this January that I just need to like do. But yeah, I played a load of Age of Empires over the Christmas break. Specifically, Age of Empires 3, which is widely regarded by people as the worst Age of Empires game, but it has an expansion called the Asian Dynasties, and it's like, I love Age of Empires. If you don't know what it is, it's a game where you build a town and you go to war with like another town, but it's cool because you start off as like a peasant village, and you help them, and you grow and you harvest little things, and then you make your town all big, and then you kill the enemy. But I'm mainly in it for just, I find it so therapeutic. I just love building this pretty town and like arranging all the houses in this nice thing, and then destroying the enemies. But when I found out that there was like a Japanese expansion for this game, I was like, and it was everything I wanted it to be. It was like, all of a sudden, you were like planting cherry orchards and attracting llamas to shrines to give you points, and it was so relaxing. It's like exactly what I needed in my life. Oh, it was so good. It's one of these things where you're like, play on the gaming channel! How could I make it entertaining? Don't know. Thought about it. Who knows? Yo, Dad, give me a nickname, said Fanalama Ding Dongs. Well, there you go. You've got a great brand right there. Stick with that username literally forever. Your purple Dan and Phil shirts are out of stock. I'll Buzz Martin. How was your Christmas, Daniel? It was a great Christmas. Thank you very much. It was good. It was relaxing as heck. I micromanaged it. Once my family forgot to buy cranberry sauce for the Christmas dinner, and I was so horrified. I am obsessed with condiments. Condiments I love. Condiments are life. I love any restaurant that's like little small place things, just because I love tastes, alright? I'm into food. Get over it, okay? I like experiencing lots of tastes. Therefore, condiments are like amazing to me, because dips are just like, I can experience these chips in like 5 different ways. So like, having the gravy and the bread sauce and the cranberry sauce is so important to me. And once my family forgot to, and I was like, Mum, I respect you, but I need to help do the Christmas shop because I can't ever trust you ever again. So, you know, with me being involved, it was good. It was so good. It was the the Christmas I needed. TBH. Notice me, thanks. Hello. SNK Season 2 comes out in 3 months after a billion years. Looking forward to that. Hey, Elia. Did you get my things from the tour? That's what those boxes are. Ba, 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 ba. Who texted you? It was a Facebook message from my friend asking if True Detective is worth watching in full HD. I'm going to reply saying yes, because it is a beautiful show where the cinematography is one of the main things to be appreciated. Tour in the US, it's happening, but working. It turns out, as I realised in December, that it's a lot of... If you don't know, me and Phil are self-producing the tour, which means that obviously we're not literally doing all of it. We have lots of help from people, but a lot. So don't worry. Planning. I'll tell you as soon as we can. Nice pillow. Thank you. I like the black and white covers. That's good. How are you? Good. Warm now. Phil forgot to turn the heating on earlier. It's like, I don't care if you live in Siberia and it's minus 75. I'm in England. I'm sensitive. It's cold for me. And I was like, are you sure you put the heating on, Phil? And he was like, oh, I think I did this morning. And I was sat there like vibrating with like bumps the size of mountains going all up my things. And then we realised that it was 12 degrees inside the house. It shouldn't be 12 degrees inside your house. Wow, so that was intense. No, I'm good now. Yep, that's cool. That's fine. The swamp has returned. Thank you. Hello, Dan. Hi. Hello. Psychology exam. Please save me. Psychology was the literal worst for me. Psychology and geography. Psychology was the worst because of the numbers and the dates. It's like you have to remember the name of the study. You have to remember the date of the study. You have to remember the gist of the theory and the whole point you're trying to make by bringing it up in an essay. But then you have to remember, like, the statistics. It's like in English, you just have to remember a quote. In geography, you just have to remember a place, a date, and, like a fact about how badly the volcano exploded. Psychology was like, why are you asking me to remember so many things? Not about that life. I am all about... I hate memory tests in exams. It's bullshit. Like, they shouldn't just... honestly. Because if you're writing an essay, like, essay writing skills are good for proving intelligence, which is why they like you writing essays, because it's about, your ability to write an essay shows your ability to think and analyse and construct arguments and articulate them and conclude things. That's why they examiners like essays and why the government likes them, because it's supposed to, prove how smart you are at, getting your point across. And I think, like, you need to know what the hell you're talking about. Like, you're making a point about this book, or you're explaining this thing about earthquakes, or whatever, or you're reminiscing what this history lesson taught people. And that shows that you paid attention in the lesson. But what I really think is really stupid is that you're then just expected to memorize loads of facts. And, I guess... what does that show? That they worked really hard, that they're good at remembering things, and that's worth commending? I think that way too much emphasis is placed on remembering things, because that was the thing I couldn't be bothered to do. It's like, I paid attention to the lessons, I found them interesting, I knew what I was talking about, when I was sat there, and I just had to memorise all these facts, it was just the worst, so I feel so sorry for you. It's terrific. In this universe, you don't need to remember things. You have Wikipedia. If you go into a meeting in your job in 10 years, guess what? You can bring in notes. You don't need to memorise that. Yes, anyway, ridiculous. I believe in you, and I feel sorry for you. It's fine. I barely survived. In the end, I got an unconditional offer based on how good my waffle was in my university application form. Believe in yourselves. Fix your bed. Stop cyberbullying me. I have mocks all week. Help, dear God, I can't even say ILY Meg. Hello, yo, how was your Christmas? It was great. I miss it already. Mum, hi fan. Speaking of parents, Evan Peters back on Instagram. Have you ever been to Southend? Yes, I have. What do you think makes a good music album? What does that even... How do I even approach that? Good. What does good mean? Something can be bad and you enjoy it. You know, there's plenty of terrible pop music that I love just because it's fun. Music can be bad and it can be funny. And does that make it good because you enjoyed it? I don't know. You can appreciate the effort that went into something. You can appreciate the originality of something. You can appreciate the importance that something has had on society. There's so many ways that something can be good. It's fine. Senpai, hello. Did you break your resolution yet? No, I've been keeping up with the tweets. Okay, so here's... was this what I was going to say before I said I needed a relatable sandwich? So, I am a big advocator of... this isn't like, this is a thing for everybody. If you want to do something, don't tell everybody you're going to do it, just do it. Because actually, I think it's been proven by science, because loads of articles get shared about this on like Facebook and Twitter and stuff, that if you say, hey everybody, I've decided I'm going to do this, it means that you're more likely to procrastinate from doing that, because you feel like by announcing it, you've actually done some of the work. So if you ever want to do something, don't do it. A big part of something that you see a lot is YouTubers going, I'm going to start doing this. It's like, don't make public promises. Just do it. Just start it. Just start it. I haven't done that for like 5 years or whatever, you know, once I came across this. And this applies to all walks of life. But the reason I told you I want to tweet more was because I think there's an interesting point to make. And I don't know if this is a side channel video. I don't think it is. I'm just going to tell you now. But the reason, a big problem that I have is that I have this self-imposed, it's in my head, quality threshold, okay? Let's just say that's there. Like, pretend we're talking about Dan is Not on Fire, where an idea has to be, you know, I think it has to be original. Like, I can't just be doing the relatable, you know, clickbaity crap that... So, you know, I feel like it has to be original. It has to be creative because, you know, all of my peers will judge me. I'm being constantly judged by everyone and myself. You know, I have my own standards or whatever. I want to look like I try hard. But I want to talk about something or make a video about something that I'm genuinely inspired or interested in talking about. But the problem is that I put this, like, this... Imagine that it's like a process of review where I'm like, idea, and then it's the machine of... am I going to make it? And then there's what I make. The machine is so intense that nothing gets through the other side, which is a problem. And it was a problem on Twitter because as I got more popular, and I was like, more people are watching the things that I tweet. And if I posted a really good tweet, I was like, oh, no, my next tweet has to be really funny or relatable or whatever. And then I got into this spiral where I was like, everything I say has to be at least, it has to get through this filter. And that meant that I just didn't tweet for days at a time. Because what normal people do is they're in a situation and they just tweet about it. Whereas I'd be in a situation and I'd be like, if I wanted to tweet about this situation, I need like half an hour, literally, to think about how I want to articulate this thing that I'm doing, and it needs to be, like, it needs to fit in 140 characters, it needs to be entertaining, it needs to be clever, it needs to be aesthetically pleasing by not using any punctuation, and it needs to, and I would just like, oh my god, that's so much effort, like, I can't, and then I'd just be like, you know what, tweeting everything you do in your life, it's not that important, I don't need to be one of those people that's like, here's what I had for, but then that meant that I just never tweet, ever. And sure, when I was relaxing over the Christmas period, I was like, fine, you know, I won't feel bad about this. But I've decided that it's just, like, I don't need to... I'm sure you'll agree that I don't need to be as mental about tweets. So, I'm trying hard to just... If I'm in a situation and I'm like, this is a tweet, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to spend 1 minute, and if whatever I end up with, no one cares. It's fine. So, yeah. There we go. Have you listened to Trivium's new album yet? Yeah, I did. I listened to like the first 3 songs, and then I didn't want to continue. I don't know. Is it good? Yeah. I listened back to... Because I was obviously a huge fan of Trivium, or a metal band. It's really funny, rock music has been in such peril for like 2 decades. Whenever there's a good band like Arctic Monkeys or Mastodon or Trivium, everyone's like, this is the band that's gonna save rock music. It's like, people can just make good music. It's like, stop being so dramatic, everybody. These are one of the bands that were like, Trivium are saving metal by being good. If you're into metal, you probably know who Trivium are, so I don't need to say this, but obviously they made 3 really good bands. I really liked Shogun. I really liked... In Waves was what the album was called. I just listened to the songs and I was instantly really excited by them. They were catchy. I listened to like the first 3 songs of the new one and I was just like, I don't want to be compelled by things. Music. Do you want to talk about music quickly? Why not? We talked about Kanye and Radiohead. I haven't listened fully to the Tame Impala album. I need to, because obviously it's really good. Pusha T's new album, King Push, Darkest Before the Dawn, The Prelude, which is the worst name ever, is so amazing. It's incredible. It's a production orgasm. Oh my god, it's so amazing. Well done. I still haven't listened to Justin Bieber. I still haven't listened to Sufjan Stevens. I want to listen to One of Trick's Point Never. There's so much. So little time. Anyway. Kanye's going to be running for president in 2020. Is he actually, though? I can't tell. I don't know. Nobody knows. Like, honestly, I can relate, you know, I'm a stan of many things. I'm a One Direction fan, but I'm not in deep with the fandom. Like, I know everything that's happening, but I'm not part of the emotional roller coaster. I'm not in deep. I'm in deep with Kanye. So, like, when he goes to the Grammys and then he says Beck needs to respect artistry, I'm like, you know, that's like Justin Bieber getting arrested. I'm like, you're my fave, but what? And honestly, he says things in interviews, and I have no idea if he's being a troll or not. Like, there's just no freaking... Is he actually running for... I have no idea. Imagine if Bernie Sanders gets elected. I don't want Kanye to compete with Bernie Sanders. Just let Bernie Sanders stay in office. You know what I mean? It's fine. Any new anime you're looking forward to? I'm still watching Blue Exorcist, which is amazing, and Haikyuu, which is so good. Haikyuu is starting to get a bit like Chihaya Furu, which is like, it's just relentlessly games of the sports in the sport anime. Phil doesn't like that when it just turns into just the sport, which is fair enough. I find it exciting when sports animes turn into like literally just the sports, because I find it exciting. But what I loved about the start of this season was it actually started to develop the characters and to talk about their home lives, and it seemed more varied. Yeah, that's good. Sherlock, do you want to do it? Okay. Screw anyone that says otherwise. Okay, joking, you can have opinions. I loved the Sherlock special. I'm not going to spoil anything. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything. I loved it. Sherlock is amazing. It's one of my favourite shows. I didn't really like the last season. I felt like it was a bad fan fiction. I thought it was weird. I was like, I don't really like the plot twist with John's wife. I don't really like the bad guy. I don't really like that it trivialised everything by coming back to the big M at the end of it. It was good. It was still amazing, but it was just... And I was so confused by the announcement that there was going to be a New Year special episode and it was set in the Victorian era. I was so confused. I was like, why are they doing this? Because there are no episodes of Sherlock. It takes so long to make Sherlock, and I couldn't believe that they would spend so long making an episode that was basically just a silly time travel episode that had nothing to do with the main thing. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but holy crap! Kaboom! Oh my god. It was amazing. It was so good. to anyone that complained that they didn't like the Mind Palace or the kind of Inception, this, that, and the other, no! The fact that the whole episode turned out to just be a... I loved it. It was amazing. I thought that the ending, when they were... I saw some Tumblr opinions on this one. They were like, we've worked out who the killers are and why they're killing. I was like, really? Okay, right. Without spoiling anything. But loved it. Yeah, it was good. Favourite song on Blue Neighbourhood? I really like... there's lots of songs I like on Blue Neighbourhood. Obviously Wild is amazing. I really love Talk Me Down. Heaven is really great. I love... Is it Young or Youth? I can't remember. Fake fan over here. Bite is my favourite production. You know, the one thing I would wish for Troy's music, just from a personal opinion, like this not, I don't think it would make it better or worse, but just what I'm into. I like things being quite minimal, and obviously Troy's music is quite production heavy. What I loved about Bite was it was quite simple, so it was like all the bits of it were really crisp and simple, and it was just pow. And I'd love to hear him do things more stripped back, but still electronic stuff, because it's great. I love Troy. The lyrics are great, and I think his singing is great. Good. Hi Dan, how much do you love me? Loads. I'm doing Moist. That's disturbing. What did PJ say about my Russian breed? They thought it was amazing. I showed it to Sophie as well. They loved it. They thought it was great. I'm up for 2 a.m. for work. Wow. Appreciating that. I did that when I worked at Schmazda. It was really awful. Making a Murderer, I'm not going to talk about. I imagine if you're younger, you're probably not going to listen to this, or you might care. Hey, no stereotyping on age here. There's a show on Netflix called Making a Murderer, which is all about a guy who may or may not have been wrongly convicted for murder, and everybody's obsessed with it. It's like the trendy show at the moment. I watched the whole thing. It's crazy, addicted to it, got really angry, whatever. I'm one of those things where, like, if we don't know the absolute truth, this is a big reflection of who I am as a person, which is I don't waste my time on anything that isn't going to be definitive. So I watched it, I appreciated it, I thought it was really good, but whilst everyone else is having their life ruined by wanting to find out the answer, the thing is, like, I'm never going to find out the answer myself, so I am not going to have my life ruined not knowing the answer to this mystery. I'm going to appreciate that someone else may or may not have answers at one point in the time. I'm watching you from the bath, #steamy, don't drop something, that would be destroyed forever. You might get electrocuted and die. Don't do that. Say hi to the fans. Okay. Lara Anne Marie, then That Maddie Dork, then Dark Angel 666, then Anahita, then Golden Fan at #1. Hello. Hi Bailey Crummy. Doctor Who. Haven't been keeping up with it. Did you listen to Silence in the Snow? Tried. Say hi to Michaela and Ariana. Hello. I love you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Myla. Any New Year's resolutions? Not really. I have goals. I have an ever-flowing to-do list of things that I do to make my life happier that never ends. They're not New Year's resolutions, though, specifically. Don't know. Hi. Hello. Amazing Chick is not on fire. Hi. When is a new Dill video? Soon. Don't know if it's going to be the next one, but soon. Things are happening in Dill now. Wow. Do you like SpongeBob? I watched CBBC, and therefore I didn't watch much SpongeBob when I was a child. I watched a lot of it when I got older, and it was like a thing. But I only watched CBBC, which I think is good. You know, I see anime. I see France. How many times have you seen the new Star Wars? Twice! Star Wars! Why not? Didn't mention this. went to the Star Wars premiere. I know I've said I felt weird going to premieres before because I felt like an obnoxious, idiotic celebrity that's just there to, because like I take films very seriously as an art form. I take them so seriously. So sometimes I'm like, this is about them, it's not about me, but it's fun. And the Star Wars premiere was a big deal. It was like a cultural, generational milestone. So important to me. I am a huge Star Wars fan. I went, and I had a good time with Felix and Marcia, PJ and Sophie, and Marcus was there, and Jim, who was, like, presenting on the red carpet. And it was amazing. The premiere was just incredible in scale. It was mental. But it was amazing because everybody there was like the cast and crew of the film. So it was the most amazing audience of any film I've ever been in because everybody was like laughing and cheering and screaming at all the right moments. And it was one of those things where if you have a really good audience in a cinema, it actually really improves your experience of the movie. And it's like John Boyega's family and friends were there when we went to go see the movie, and someone, when he came on for the first time and pulled up his helmet as a stormtrooper, someone stood up and went, "Yes, mate!" at the top of their voice, and everyone laughed. And it was so good. It was a great experience. Incredible movie. Loved it. Slight opinion, I thought the story could have been better. It was the same story as A New Hope. I wish they moved the universe forward in more ways. I understand that because it was such a big deal, it had to be mainly about referencing old characters and this, that, and the other, but it was pretty incredible. I'm not going to spoil it, but I loved it. It was great. And the second time I went to see it, I went to go see it at an IMAX, and I was sat next to a little girl who was about 9, and she was holding a lightsaber, and she was sat next to her little brother, who was sat next to their parents. And this is the thing, so like, the first time I saw Star Wars, I got like the adult experience, I got all the references, I got all the jokes, but Star Wars is a family movie, and a lot of it is supposed to be for the kids. So I was really happy that the second time I went to go see it, I got to appreciate this younger perspective on it, and it was amazing. Like, this little girl was wide-eyed, and all of the things she was like, Is that person's dad? I don't, and she was just like shocked by everything, and it was amazing. So the first time I got like all the chuckles and the references, and the second time I just got I got the childhood awe of seeing this little girl's experience of it. And do you know what the best thing about that was her reaction to seeing, spoiler, close your ears for 10 seconds. Now, gives people some time if they're freaking out. When Rey, picked up the lightsaber and activated it, and it was clear that she was a chosen one, because there was this little girl sat there with a lightsaber, and that, people, is why inclusivity is important. Because when that black boy, or when that girl in the Jedi lightsaber, or just anyone that isn't a white guy, goes to see a Star Wars movie, that's what it's... And the thing is, that the movie was incredibly inclusive. And it's funny, because we can praise a movie for being impressively inclusive, but, like... And it is good, but at the same time, it's the bare minimum that we should be... that any movie that doesn't have an excuse... It's like if you're setting a movie in a place and time in real-world history, it makes sense. If you're setting a movie in space, there's no reason for everybody to be, and I understand that the first one was made in the 70s, but it was really good, and I really liked that I got that perspective, and it was great. I loved it, and I'm a huge fan, and my life, I'm just a Star Wars fan now. I bought like 10 Star Wars books. They recently reset the Star Wars canon to be basically just the Star Wars movies. I'm so fun. I've gone down the rabbit hole, people. My life is Star Wars now. So if you want to become like a disgusting Star Wars fan, now is a great time because they've just decided what's canon. So, just become a slave to Disney and give them all your money. I am Star Wars trash. So yeah, and Back to the Future. I had never watched Back to the Future. I know, that's crazy. It's an old movie that came out after I was born, like most of you guys here. It came out before we were all born. My parents never showed it to me. My friends never showed it to me because they were the same age as me. So I just never got round to watching Back to the Future. And I had no idea what to expect. But then I watched them with Phil. They were amazing. They were so good. Like, I thought it would be kind of bad. Like, it's a blockbuster from the 80s or whatever. But they stand the test. They are not dated. They are not old. Like, honestly, if you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to watch, like, an old movie. It's not like an old movie. It's like a movie that could come out right now, and it's amazing. And Martin McFly is definitely my senpai. He's the coolest person in the entire world. They're so good. Anyway, so that's what I've been up to. Oh, and did you listen to the radio show yesterday? It was a good radio show, wasn't it? Do radio shows live on BBC Radio 1, the first Monday of every month at 9 PM, if you want to remember. Sorry for what happened with the Internet Takeover show. The whole website, Radio 1 system and videos work off this, like, computer program that crashed. So, sorry from me, but, like, everyone at Radio 1 was having, like, the worst day of their lives when that show crashed on Christmas. And if you're wondering why during our show yesterday a little bit of internet news played and one of the songs froze halfway through, the program crashed again. And I, in my fastest reaction speed ever, made it sound like nothing went wrong. But oh my god, it's great. So everyone at Radio 1 is like freaking out because so many things run on this program, and if it crashes when they're on the radio, it's like the worst thing that could possibly happen. But thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. What's happening in 2016 that we can know about? We're going on tour. We're making videos. And I want to have lots of big and exciting plans for lots of good things. And I'm going to take a hot minute, to have a big, important think about these things. Make a video, because, you know, can't leave you all hanging. I can keep the thinking going on after I've made a video. Can't leave you hanging. So look forward to that. Should be good. Yep, here we are, New Year. Let's see how dramatically we all change our lives around and do all of these things that we've been excited for. I haven't eaten since like 1:30. I am so hungry right now, so I'm gonna go eat some food, stop playing All Star on the radio. Never. Thank you for joining me. Spending, you know, some of your time on a Tuesday night with me. Thank you. Hope you had a nice time. Good luck returning back to life after the Christmas break. Look forward to all of the things that I make for you guys coming up soon. I hope you enjoy them. I don't think I'm doing anything next Tuesday night, so probs, see you this time. See you for tweet. And thank you for joining me. I hope you all have a great week. And happy 2016. Alright, ciao.